Hi and welcome to my channel once again, and it's a very cold day in this conservatory, I can tell you that, so I won't be spending too much time here. In fact, actually I'll be spending most of the time in the kitchen because this is an eating video, and today we are making peanut butter cookies, or if you reside in the UK, peanut butter biscuits. Yeah, we seem to be taking on terms a lot these days from the US, but it's cookies or biscuits, whatever you prefer. So I've got the recipe here. I haven't made it before. It's not complicated, as you might imagine, and most of what I'm going to do is going to be in the kitchen, so you can see me cook these cookies. As you might have guessed, of course, the thing about these cookies is that they are low carbohydrate, low sugar. In fact, actually I'm going to be using a sweetener instead of sugar, so you know, hardly any sugars in there, and low carbohydrates. So this is for my benefit really, but I mean there's no reason why anybody couldn't make these. They're quite, I think they're going to be quite quick to make, and let's just see how these turn out. It could do anything at this point. I will put the ingredients on the screen as we go through, the measurements, and yeah, and I'll follow up later on afterwards with my view about how these cookies have turned out. So let's go into the kitchen. Let's go into the kitchen now and start the recipe. Okay, so before we actually start the cooking process, let's go through the ingredients. So over here we have our peanut butter, and we have 225 grams of peanut butter. We have 2 tablespoons of coconut oil. So this is a bit of a strange substance really. It's part solid, part liquid. I've put this in the microwave to turn it back into its kind of oil state, but it can, when you buy it, it can be solid, but I guess as part of the cooking process this will turn into a fluid oil. Then we have 100 grams of stevia. So this is our sweetener. You could add sugar if you wanted to, but I'm using stevia instead. We have 2 eggs, and we have our vanilla extract, which we're going to put a teaspoon in. And then we have a teaspoon of baking soda, and we have 65 grams of coconut flour, and we have a pinch of salt, and that's it. So those are the ingredients. It says here also, which I haven't got, it says to sprinkle on the top of these cookies coconut sugar. Yeah, okay, so I haven't got that, so I might find an alternative for that. So let's get on with the actual cooking then and see how this goes. So I've got a reasonably large bowl here that I'm going to put in the microwave, and we're going to add 3 ingredients to this. We're going to add the coconut, no, not the coconut, we're going to add the peanut butter first, our coconut oil, which is this kind of semi-solid liquidy state, which will, I'm sure, after heating it will come together. And also it says add in the sweetener. Let me just check that. So yes, the sugar or the sweetener in our case. Now what it says is to heat this up in the microwave for 30 seconds, have a bit of a stir, and then do another 30 seconds. So we're going to do that, or I'm going to do that now and come back after I've done several 30 seconds. Okay, so I did 30 seconds and miraculously everything's melted. And by the way, I don't think I mentioned this, but I'm using the chunky peanut butter. I don't think it would particularly matter, but I think that because we're making biscuits or cookies, that the chunky peanut butter would probably work a bit better. So that's gone to a sort of gooey state, and what it says is to allow that to cool back to room temperature. The bowl's a little bit warm, so we're going to leave that now to cool, and I'll come back once that's cooled down. The next stage is to combine our coconut flour, our baking soda, and our salt together like that, and give it a little stir. Like thus, I guess. Make sure it's well combined. So now I think that's enough. So that's that stage. So going back to our peanut butter mixture here, the next stage is to add in our vanilla extract. So this is a teaspoon, so that's going in. I'm stirring that in, but also we're going to put the eggs in. So first of all, I'm going to crack the eggs one at a time into a bowl and then stir those in. And here goes number one egg, and it says do these one at a time. I probably should have whisked this up, maybe, I don't know. But I'm not, I'm just stirring this egg in. It says mix well, and that's what we're doing here. So that's egg number one. So with egg number two, I have whisked this a bit. So in it goes, and a good stir. I think I'm going to need a bigger container here. I may switch all this to another pot to mix up now. So let's just do that. Let's put that into another container. So I've put the mixture into a bigger container and stirred well. Now we're going to add in our coconut flour. So I know from using coconut flour before that this really will thicken things up, because coconut flour is very good, or does absorb moisture very quickly. So although so far the mix has been very sloppy, I suspect it's going to really harden up, if you like, or solidify. Yeah, it is. And it kind of has a delayed effect as well. The coconut flour carries on kind of hardening as it reacts, I suppose, with the mix. Yeah, it's getting stiffer. Now, it says mix well, and I'm now going to leave that just a little while whilst I put the oven on to 180 degrees, and then we'll come back and start placing these up onto a baking tray. So with our mix now, I'm going to place these out. As this is going to get messy, I can see this. I'm going to set these out on the tray, on my baking tray. So it says a tablespoon of mix. So let's see. It says a ball shape, but I can't see how that's going to turn into a cookie, so I'm going to try and flatten these out a bit. I'm now wondering whether my baking tray is going to be big enough or not. So let me continue with this, and then I'll come back and show you the tray, because it's going to get messy. Okay, so here we are with, there's 10 on here, or actually there's 11, there's a little one here, so 10 and a half. So I'm happy that I've flattened these out as best I can. They're going to expand, I suspect, in the cooking process, but I'm going to put these in the oven now for about 10 minutes at 180. So 10 minutes, and it says just obviously test to see if they're brown, and then they're done. So let's see what happens next then. I'll come back to you after I've cooked these. So here we are out of the oven. I had to bake these for a further 5 minutes, so 15 minutes in all. 10 minutes certainly weren't enough, so they seem okay. They're brown, and so I'm going to take them into the into the conservatory now and taste test it and see what this tastes like. They look okay anyway, so let's see. So after cooking these peanut butter cookies, and well, you know, it looks okay, it looks fine, and as I've been told, a biscuit is something that's hard and crisp, and a cookie is more, well, cake-like, I suppose, soft in the middle. Certainly this has cooled down, but I'm probably being a bit impetuous here and eating it before it's cooled down completely, but anyway, I'm going to taste this in front of you guys and tell you what my opinion is. So here goes. I'd say that's it. Excuse me. I'd say that's excellent. It's soft in the middle, crunchy on the outside. Yes, that's just about sweet enough for me, and comes out about 5 grams of carbohydrate per cookie, which is pretty good actually for the size of cookie you've got here. If you imagine a Jacob's cream cracker has about 4 grams of carbohydrate. So a very thin wafer cracker, 4 grams of carbohydrate, and this has got 5. I know certainly what I'd rather have. So yeah, I'm going to enjoy this. So that's it from me, and I'll see you on the next video. So bye from me for now. Bye.